Have you ever been on a cruise crossing the Atlantic or watching a movie on your sofa about ships and wonder why do ships do not tilt over? If you have asked yourself this question, let us tell you that it will be answered today. In this presentation, you will learn how density and other key factors prevent a ship from tilting, and how the people of the past used this knowledge to keep their ships floating without leaning over, and how this evolved to a point of having in the seas cruisers with a weight of thousands of tons. Before explaining why a ship does not tip over, we need to explain why they float in the first place. Before explaining why a ship does not tip over, we need to explain why they float. The reason ships float is attributed to the forces acting on the ships. One of those forces is weight. Weight is the one pulling it down, and that is balanced by the buoyancy, which is pushing it up. We know that engines, machinery, store fuel, and all that sort of things weigh a lot. And if we add the weight of cabins and passenger spaces, like theaters, which are in their majority just air, it causes the effect of dragging the center of gravity downwards, placing it towards the bottom half of the ship. At this point, we know that gravity drags the ship down and buoyancy drags it to the top. But what happens if we apply an external force?
For example, wind comes along well. That wind, we know fairly obviously, is going to push the ship over to one side. But why doesn't it just topple straight over? We have a look down at the bottom. We can see that the center of buoyancy is slid off to one side. This is because the underwater area has actually changed, and the geometric center of that is now off the center line. It's still the center of the underwater area, but because the shape has changed, the center of buoyancy has moved, just rearranging the direction where it acts to, causing it to push up and the center gravity pulling down, creating a twisting kind of force. And that twisting force is going to act on the whole ship, and as soon as the wind stops, that force is going to push the ship upright again, causing it to not tip over.
Archimedes' principle states that the upward buoyant force that is exerted on a body immersed in a fluid, whether fully or partially submerged, is equal to the weight of the fluid that the body displaces and acts in the upward direction, at the center of mass of the displayed fluid.